there. I love these prop style baits because you're just going along, fishing it, and then all of a sudden just bam. You hear that splash, they come up and get it. Just really fun. They're hitting really shallow right now. I'm in 8 foot of water, but I'm catching them in 4 to 6 feet of water. So what's going on? It's kind of like a little point here, but it's tapering out. So you've got, you know, anywhere from 6 to 8 feet here, and then it starts dropping off. And I think what they're doing is kind of chasing bait up and down. There he is. Out here on a flat this morning. It's Dalton, everybody. Starting with some topwater. Nice chunky bass right here. This will work. Oh yeah, that's a nice bass right here. This kind of bass I'm looking for. There we go. Nice, long, good strong bass. Got beautiful conditions for a topwater this morning. That's a nice chunky bass. Give him a kiss. This Whopper Plopper 120, or not Whopper Plopper, but Berkeley Chopper 120 has been dynamite for me. I threw a walking bait to start with, didn't get any bites. Might be because the water's a little bit choppy on top. They didn't really see it good. It was a smaller walking bait. Might have been better off if I used a little bit bigger one, but I haven't fished this side of the lake much. It's just a big flat. And one of the things I look for in a flat, just real quick, you'll notice over here, a lot of it's gonna wind up looking the same. I just wanna find little differences. Like there's a cut right here, little cuts over there, a big cut over here. And I'm just looking for things that are different, and I'll stop on those flats and I'll fish them. All right, guys, just to kind of show you what I'm talking about. If you look over here, okay, over there you've got your, you know, pretty much the same over there on that bank line. I don't always like to fish those. I always try to find these little differences. You see the point out there, it comes into a cut right around the corner. I haven't made it there yet, but there's another cut in there, almost creates a little bay. So when you have these little subtle differences on these flats, these are the areas that I gravitate to because I just feel like that's where the fish go. And it works out really well for me. There he is, right there. There he is, right there. So remember, I was telling you that it drops off from shallow to deep. So I went with something out here for the deeper water and wound up picking up one on a 1 ounce spinnerbait. Just playing the conditions, you know, just the top water for the shallow, 1 ounce spinnerbait for deeper. I think that was my second cast with the spinnerbait, so it was a good bite. Hopefully I'll get some more. I'm getting so many hits with this spinnerbait, but a lot of the smaller ones are just missing it. They're biting the tail, which I'm fine with. Some of the little bit bigger ones are really taking this bait. They're all over this flat right now. Oh, what is this? Oh, I got a white bass. There we go. I knew they were here. I had a feeling these white bass were hanging around here. It was just a matter of time before, you know, I finally got one hooked. Come on. Boy, you sure got it in there. Yeah, these Berkeley spinnerbaits are really nice. Throwing it on a 15-pound line, they're already tearing my trailer up something horrible. But that's okay. The trailer I'm using is a big bite bait Kamikaze. And I'm not even sure if I need a trailer, so when they tear this one up, I probably Won't even put another trailer on. All right. So went from the spinnerbait back to the topwater up here on this shallow flat right here, 6-8 foot of water, maybe even less, and got another one. Oh, there, that's nice. They are really active today. You gotta love it when they're like that, man. It's just why don't you settle down a little bit there, buddy? I do not want to get hooked. If they get too squirrely, I'll grab this thing. These choppos and these whopper ploppers, they got some pretty gnarly hooks. And I would just rather just stay away from that. Yeah, there's another little chunky fat guy. Just bouncing back and forth. Spinnerbait, topwater up shallow, spinnerbait out deeper. Just kind of covering all this flat because there's so many fish down there. And some of them are up there, some of them are out there, 20, 25, 30 feet. You can throw a 1 ounce spinnerbait way out there deep. Yeah, so you know, this time of year with these fish being so active, you know, head out to flats and throw you some different moving baits. The topwater, they were on it. The spinnerbait, they were on it. Now they're back on the swim bait. Things are kind of, sun's coming up, things are calming down a little bit. Just make a little transition to the swim bait. There's still a bunch of fish here. And once again, when you're looking at these flats, try to find the cuts. Try to find the little changes. And a lot of times that's where the fish are going to be on these flats. Yeah, he got off. So they're real active. I'm fishing anywhere from right now 3 to 4 feet out to 20, 25 feet. So, I mean, you know what they're doing. They're chasing bait everywhere. And this is what's fun about summer fishing out here. These fish in the mornings and later evenings, they're chasing. They're really, really active. And if you get wind during the day, they're going to stay active. So it's just a fun time to chuck and wind. Yeah, catching some nice spots today. These are good chunky spots right here. Yeah, there we go. Spotted bass, white bass running together, chasing the same thing. I mean, this is the do nothing bank, right? You look at the bank line, it's nothing, no rocks, just straight mud. Doesn't matter. You know, it's kind of like know what time it is, right? Summertime's in flats. Shallow to deep, just constantly moving around, shallow to deep. If you're a shoreline fisherman, walk out to some flats and just walk them. Casting everywhere, moving, chucking and winding. It's just a great way to catch a lot of fish. All right, guys, I hope this was a helpful video on how I fish flats. I like to attack flats in the mornings 3 different ways. Up top, way down on the bottom, and somewhere in the middle. So up top, Berkley Chopo. It's been doing the job. 120, it's catching all sizes. Catching bigger ones, catching smaller ones, they really don't care. This thing makes a lot of commotion. I started with a walking bait, didn't work out. This is what they wanted, 30-pound braid. Closer to the bottom, 1 ounce spinnerbait. This is a Berkley. 15-pound test on a new rod that I have, which is a Tatula XL 7-foot medium heavy. Anywhere else, top, bottom, or in the middle, a swim bait. My favorite swim bait, the Mayor. This is how I attack flats. This is how I fish flats in the summertime, and it's extremely effective. And by the way, when you pull up on a flat, I don't always use my Eagle 9 when I'm fishing. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Most of the time I don't. I really love 2D sonar. But when you come up on a flat and you don't see anything on it at first, fish it anyway. That's what happened to me this morning. I come over here, I fished one spot that whole entire time, got a bunch of bites and a bunch of fish. I didn't worry about the graph. I just wanted to make sure I was on a good flat that looked good to me. Ignore the graph, start fishing. All of a sudden, I just noticed tons of fish underneath the boat on my 2D. They were all over the place. The reason I say that is they're moving, they're roaming, and they're roaming in schools right now. There's some big schools of fish that are roaming around after these shad. So don't always pay attention to that graph. Start fishing. You'll eventually see in your graph a lot of times just tons of fish underneath. White bass and spotted bass. A lot of fun. Well, thanks for tuning in, everybody. I appreciate you all. I'm going to be going doing some other stuff today, trying out some different areas. But flats with points, cuts, any changes, it's the best way to find fish on flats. I'll talk to you next time.